The LIV Golf series has been using their deep pockets to their advantage when it comes to offering massive sign-up bonuses to pro golfers. And it turns out that they're aiming pretty high, as a recent update revealed that the legendary golfer Tiger Woods turned down a $1 billion offer from the organization. If you're interested in learning more about this failed acquisition, then stick around as we take a deep dive into the story. Starting off with Old School Cool. The LIV series first launched back in June, and so far has played 2 out of the 8 proposed events this year. Several high-profile players have joined the Rivals circuit because of its lucrative guaranteed sign-up contracts, as well as the ability to play for massive purses valued at $25 million. Tiger Woods has represented many of the new and innovative features in the world of golf throughout his career. He's accomplished more for the sport than any player has since Arnold Palmer graced the fields. But the funny thing is that in his heart, Woods is still old school. Not only is he a student of history, but his advice to fellow players is also widely respected in appreciation for how golf should be played. And as it turns out, the man's still willing to step up when needed and put his money where his mouth is. During a period where we've seen top players such as Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson threaten their status with the PGA Tour, a place where they've spent most of their career already, Woods has decided to do the complete opposite. This is according to a statement by the CEO and representative of the Saudi-backed LIV Golf series, Greg Norman, who revealed that the 15-time major champion had refused an enormous offer to join the LIV circuit in an interview with the Washington Post. So is it true that Woods turned down a $1 billion deal? It appears that the rumors are true. Woods was indeed offered a king's ransom to abandon his long-standing position in the PGA Tour and defect over to LIV Golf. He reportedly turned down an offer of almost $800 million to do so. Earlier this week, in an interview with Fox News, Greg Norman confirmed that Woods turned down a sum valued at north of $700 million or $800 million to leave the PGA Tour. Norman had previously not confirmed any specific number, only revealing that the offer given to Woods was somewhere in the high 9 digits. This, of course, would imply that the total sum to sign onto the tour was perhaps well over $500 million, and maybe even closer to $1 billion. To put this into perspective, so far during his time in the PGA, Woods has earned about $121 million over the course of his career, and Forbes believes that his overall net worth is estimated at somewhere around the ballpark of $1.7 billion as of this year. Whether there's any truth to Norman's comments or not, the various complexities involved in a deal this large probably overshadows the sum Woods has made so far in the PGA. The signing bonus doesn't take into account the making of a certain number of starts, such as an ownership stake of the LIV series and royalties from ticket sales, among other things. All of this would easily raise that sign-up purse to somewhere well over $1 billion. Regardless, the point is that Woods has reportedly refused an eye-watering sum, which would be enough to make any normal person switch sides in an instant. To give you an understanding of the sum that Woods turned down, $1 billion would mean that you could retire that very day, never have to worry about food or bills for as long as you live, and still have enough money left by the time you pass that the next generation of your family would never have to work a day of their lives either. Not only did Woods prove how unshakable his character is, but he also held true to a statement that he made in support of the PGA Tour late last year. That's where my legacy is. But why did Woods turn down the offer? Well, Woods has apparently already managed to amass a $1 billion fortune throughout his career, so he doesn't really need another $750 million to be fair. But it's still an outrageous sum to not only be offered, but also rejected. Woods has earned $120.9 million during his time with the PGA Tour, with the rest coming from off-course endorsements such as advertising and sponsorship deals. Still, regardless of how much money he has already made, there is also another reason why Woods didn't put much thought into taking the offer. When asked about his opinion of top golfers making their way to the rival LIV circuit at the Open Championship, he responded by saying that the idea perplexed him. He explained that LIV players didn't earn any official world golf rankings points, meaning they could possibly end up not being able to take part in playing in any of the future major championships. However, Woods is also disappointed with the players who have signed up so far. Woods has made it clear just how disappointed he is with those players who have chosen to join the LIV series. Not only does he believe that the LIV commissioner, Greg Norman, has done irreparable damage to the sport, but also that every player who joined the Saudi-sponsored circuit has all turned their backs on what allowed them to get to the position they were in today, namely the PGA Tour. Speaking Speaking at the 150th anniversary of the British Open, the 46-year-old gave his harshest criticisms on the rival circuit yet. He called out the 54-hole format, pointed out how the league doesn't gain you any world ranking points, and suggested that players who played for guaranteed money wouldn't have any incentive to put an effort into being good at the game. Since he has won all 4 of his majors, the 46-year-old doesn't need any ranking points himself to take part in any major championships. He can enter all of the Open tournaments as well as the PGA Championships until he's 60, and he also has a lifetime entrance into the Masters. Although his US Open exemption lasts for another year, there's no doubt that he'll receive more exemptions from the USGA after that. But it appears not everyone shares Woods' feelings. Woods isn't the only pro golfer who the LIV organization has tried to buy off, though he was the most expensive offer. Other than the former number 1, there were quite a few top golfers who have switched over to the other side. Though their rankings and popularity have taken a hit, their pockets have never looked better. Phil Mickelson tops the list with a $200 million signing bonus, which Forbes estimates he received half of upfront. He was followed by 3 other ex-PGA golfers, Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, and Brooks Koepka. Other big names include the former number 1 Martin Kaymer, as well as rising talents such as Taylor Gooch. Suffice to say, LIV has been putting some big names under their cash-incentivized wings, and it looks like until the Saudi government stops funding the endeavor, they are here to stay. Meanwhile, in other golf-related news, first off, LIV members won't be allowed into the FedEx Cup playoffs. The federal judiciary in California has denied the request for a temporary restraining order to 3 suspended PGA Tour members, Taylor Gooch, Matt Jones, and Hudson Swafford, who wanted to still be able to play in the FedEx Cup playoffs after joining the LIV circuit. Notable PGA golfers Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas voiced their agreement with the verdict, saying that the court made the right decision and that common sense had prevailed. Plus, now they explained that they could focus on the more important stuff, playing golf. Both of these golfers have already explained that the ongoing dispute between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf became personal when 11 former PGA players, including Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau, filed an antitrust lawsuit against the PGA last week. It's a small victory for the PGA, but they've only won the battle so far, not the war. Next up is Hideki Matsuyama, who withdrew from the FedEx Championship because of a neck injury. The Japanese pro golfer had to withdraw from FedEx's St. Jude Championship on Wednesday because of a neck injury. It was the first leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Matsuyama is ranked 11th in the championship's points standings and is set to advance to next week's BMW Championship at the Wilmington Country Club in Delaware, as well as the season-ending championship reserved for the top 30 players at Atlanta's East Lake Golf Club. Though he was disappointed with the decision, Matsuyama believes that it's better for him to make sure that his neck gets the treatment it needs in order to compete in future championships. And lastly, Kamaya Johnson wins the APGA Tour Championship. The American sunk a spectacular 97-yard bunker shot for birdie on the final hole at the MasterCard APGA Tour Championship and finished the tournament with a 5 under 67 score, giving him a one-shot victory and making him the top player on the circuit. Other than winning a prize purse worth $50,000, which was the largest in the Advocates Professional Golf Association history, he also won the Lexus Cup and was crowned the APGA Tour Player of the Year. The win grants Johnson an entry into the early stage tournaments on the PGA's Latino America Tour. Additionally, the Lexus Cup title also gets him into the Korn Ferry Tour's qualifying round in September. That's a wrap for this video. Would you have accepted the money if you were in Woods' shoes? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.